Hey stars, welcome back to our channel. It's Solace here and we have
Faithy.
Yeah! Me and Faithy will be in the UK for almost 2 years now, and we just want to talk about like the differences in the dating culture between where I'm coming from, where Faithy is coming from, and where we are at the moment in the UK. So do you want to begin?
Yeah, we're talking about the dating culture.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah.
And back at home, where you come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things are different.
Yeah, definitely.
They are different, but there are very few points of convergence. For example, when I look at the common differences between dating back at home and dating here, I've realized that back at home, when I say home, I mean Kenya, they would approach you regardless of where you are. And here in the UK, there are very few times when I've had like men approach me, like somebody just meets me on the road, they're like, hey, can I get your number? For UK, it's considered to be very rude and very disrespectful. Yeah. But in Kenya, we are kind of more relaxed about it. Yeah.
Then I'll talk from the Nigeria perspective. It's also similar with Kenya. It is very, very normal for a guy to like reach out to you on the road. You're walking, a guy will just walk up to you and say, oh, I like you, give me your number, I want us to talk, I want us to date. Like they could literally walk up to you and it's considered normal. But here in the UK, it's considered rude. In fact, if that person make a case against you with the police, you can end in jail. It's considered harassment. And so yeah, in terms of like how we approach and how we meet each other, there's large difference between the UK and Nigeria and Kenya. So Kenya and Nigeria like almost similar, and here nothing like that. Nobody will come and hey, I'm talking to you.
No cat calling. Yeah.
No cat calling here. Yeah, so that's a very big difference.
Yeah, and you might wonder, how then do people meet? Yeah, so I have realized that most people meet in events, like when you go to events and talking to people, that's where like you meet somebody. Yeah. Or on dating apps as well. Where else people meet? Or in nightclubs.
Yes. Yeah, people can meet in the club, they can meet in events. If you are classmates, you can meet people there. If you are schooling at your workplace, you can also meet people there. If you go out, like you can always meet people there. You can have conversations, but it's not as if it's to graduate to dating immediately, like conversations, and then it can graduate to like dating people, like find your conversation interesting. But catcalling, nah. Yeah. So if you're coming here and you're planning to date, you know what we're saying, right? You have to be very conscious and serious about dating. You need to sign up for dating apps, or grab yourself and take yourself to like hangouts, events and parties to meet people.
Yeah, and even after somebody approaches you, there's still a difference. I tend to think that men from where I come from, so there are two facets to it. Some will like play around, others will be like straightforward. I want you, I want to marry you. Sometimes can sound very creepy. Yeah, but here in the UK, I do think that men will be much more logical about what they want from you. I want a friendship, or I just want us to be casual, or I'm looking for something long term. More explicit what they want.
Yes, I agree with that point. I agree with that point, because some people here will even be like bisexual, and I want man and I want woman as well, and are you okay with that? So I feel like they're very upfront about what they want. I am just in for play, no attachments, nothing serious. I just want us to just hang out and have fun. But if they are really serious about they want, like, I'm really seriously dating you and I want something serious long term, and they can graduate to something.
Where I come from, things are usually mostly like black and white, like we are in a marriage or we are not in a marriage. But for here, I mean, there are special accommodations.
Yeah.
That just in a civil partnership.
Mm-hmm.
They're not married, just
Civil partnership. Yeah. In Nigeria, although we have like baby mama, baby daddy culture and cohabiting, it's not loud. You get, you know, here somebody can be very, very direct about, oh, I live with my partner, you know, but they're not married. It's not something to be shy of or something. But the place I'm coming from, you can't just be living with your partner like that without any form of expectation of getting married. But here it's more like it's normal and all. So
something else I've noticed, back where I come from, men tend maybe to not help out a lot in the house.
Yeah.
And for here, there's that
Balance.
Equal way.
Yeah.
There's a good balance. Like men tend to do anything that involves the house.
Yeah.
Any roles that involve running a household. So back where I come from, it's more like some roles are defined for women and some roles are defined for men.
Yeah.
Like the most interesting case that you told me about today is that a friend of hers is leaving his job so that he can work less hours and take care of a child at home, which I found very interesting.
Faithy is very, very correct. Yeah, I think when it comes to like gender equality and the feminism words of gender roles are nonsense, I think there's a good balance here. Men here tend to don't see any big deal in doing house chores, like say cooking, say washing, say taking care of their baby, being involved in their baby's life. In Nigeria, you need a man to be highly, highly intelligent, would have dealt with a lot of his patriarchal bias before he's able to like pick up roles. In fact, if you see men helping out with their wife, some people can even insult them for it, like, oh, your wife has turned you to woman rapper, your wife has jazzed you, your wife had done something to manipulate, and that's why you're doing that. Faith is very correct. Know someone who is stepping back from work to take on less hours because he has like a new baby and he wants to be involved in his baby's life, so he doesn't want to work for a whole week anymore. He just wants to look for a job that he can work for just 2 days so he can be more involved in parenting. And this is something that is strange. In Nigeria, you won't see a man either resigning from his job or taking a step back just because they want to care for a baby. No, men are more gender equality oriented than back home. And also talking about that, the same way men are very oriented with doing chores, they don't have issues in it, that's how it's so normal for a girl to pay bills. In Nigeria, when you go out with a guy, you expect, that's how we're taught, you expect that a guy has to pay. And some of us have to go through like some self-introspection, some deconstructing some of those patriarchal and traditional values for you to know that for me to go out and not expect a guy to pay. So when I was growing up, but the point came, I dealt with it. I'm like, no, this is not right. For me to go out with a guy and I expect him to pay, no, I should be able, if anything I want to spend in a restaurant, I should have the money to pay for myself. I will make attempts to pay. And then if you say, oh, don't pay, I'm going to pay, I want to make sure that he's not paying because he sees it as a duty for him to pay. I want him to pay if he wants to. And also I can pay. So it's so normal here for you and the guys to go out and everybody pay their bills. So girls here don't expect that the guys pay the bill. I don't expect anybody to pay my bill for me. If I'm going to eat something, I should have the money to pay. So there's that balance there. Men alone don't handle bills here. Women contribute. Women alone don't handle house chores like they taught us. Men also contribute. So people balance it out, and I think I like that. I really, really love that. That's the value I love in a man, because I'm also oriented that a bill is not, I don't believe in my money is my money, your money is our money. No, I believe that our money is our money. Mine is yours, yours is mine. And if I'm involved in chores, you also should be involved. If you're paying bills, I also should be involved. That's what I believe.
And it's much more real in practice here than I've seen back at home. In Nigeria,
in fact, girls can want to say, oh, I want him to be involved in chores, but they don't want to like contribute to the bills, which is wrong.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Are you open to dating from any culture or?
Okay, so before I used to say, oh, I can date anybody, my values about that has still not changed. I still believe that if I love someone, I can date that person. But what I didn't realize when I used to say is that I can date anybody, I can date any culture, I can date any race. What I didn't realize is the amount of hard work that I have to put into making this relationship work out, because there's big differences in the culture, there's big differences in the way we think and the way our values. So there is a lot of adjustment to make. So if I'm gonna answer that question now, I won't answer it blindly like before, like, oh, I can date any race, I can date any. No, I'll say I can date any race if I love the person, and I'll be willing to put in the kind of hard work that is required to make that kind of relationship to work out. So what about you?
About me? Good question. Yes, I can date from any culture, but I also recognize that cultures are different.
Yes, very.
How I was raised and how person X will be raised, we are very different.
Yeah.
And until we have to sift through that, have those conversations, or maybe just find a point of centrality, or just find a point of understanding for us to make such a relation work.
Yeah.
But I know these things exist. I know these differences exist. She has said it all. It will be bizarre for me to say that doesn't exist. So yeah.
So Faithy is very correct. The differences in how people grow up will determine lots of things about how you think. What do you think will be the biggest challenge, when two people from different races are coming together to have a relationship?
I'm still worried about food.
Yeah. Imagine, with someone from Africa, we still have big differences in food. So now talk more about somebody that is not from Africa. So
I have had an opportunity to be in different cultures. I've traveled before, but there's some kind of food that I really treasure, that I want to eat every day, and somebody else might not want that.
So
and I would love to explore more recipes, but I'm not sure that I like them. So the subject of food is still very paramount for me.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, when we had a Chinese and Saudi Arabian flatmates, when we cook, we feel oh, our food is the best, the smell is the best. Then you have somebody saying, oh, the food is smelling. Do you understand? Our flatmates will say, oh, the food is smelling, which is we found somehow rude. But in the sense of it is because it's not used to that aroma that is saying that the food is smelling. So now imagine dating somebody or having a partner that is from another race who will think that the aroma coming from your food is a smell, it's a bad smell or something. So kudos to people doing interracial relationship. It's not easy. It comes with a lot of challenges, and you must be ready to invest a lot of energy into making it work. Thank you for watching this video. We've shared our experiences with you. If you want to share yours with us, share with us, drop it in the comment section, and we'll see you again in our next video. Bye.